Hello, everyone, and welcome to Nuuli Forged presents Forged in Ice, a Critical Role inspired adventure. Hello, everyone. Uh,
Yeah.
my name is Jared, and with me I have two of my three friends. Do not worry, Amber, who plays Bloodwin, will be along in a few minutes. She just had to feed some doggos. Because,
For passport, apparently.
well, who knows? We'll have to hear more about that later. But thank you all for being here. Welcome in. We are a 5e actual play stream that normally we play in the world of Nuuli, which came out of my brain, and five of my friends are brave enough to play in. But with it being summer and people having commitments and lives and like travel and that sort of stuff, we did what we normally do and took a pause on our main campaign and have been doing a few weeks of a fun little separate adventure. This time we chose to do one in Wildmount on the world of Exandria, which is of Critical Role fame, came out of Matt Mercer's head. So I'm sure I've ruined his world plenty already. It's been a great time. But I think we've had fun with it.
It's not you, it's us.
I've got it. Thank you for the Pikachus. Much appreciated. As always. And NYC Zombie, thank you for 13 months of subscription with Prime. That's very kind of you. Always appreciate a Prime sub or any other kind of sub. So thank you for that.
Subs, huh?
Subs. Who doesn't love a good sub? Or grinder or hoagie or whatever you call them. Xanderific is rating us. Wow, Xander, thank you so much. Thank you for joining us in. 15 people. Wow.
Whoa.
And just in time as we get Amber. This is perfect timing. So welcome all in. Thank you, Fanaraid. That's so nice. Look at that. That's lovely. Welcome all in. We are a 5e actual play stream. We're currently doing a little adventure in Wildmount based off of Critical Role's Exandria and Matt Mercer's craziness. Lauren, yes. There was a whole good sub or grinder or hoagie or whatever thing going on. Hey, it was a good line. But that's okay. Thank you for coming in and for the raid. Let's do a quick introduction and we'll get into some gameplay. Why don't we start off at the top of the ladder with Matt. Introduce yourself, tell us your character, and a little tidbit.
Hi, I'm Matt, playing Alex Roth. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just making up names now. Alex Roth. He's a warlock with the Hexblade patron. And what sort of little tidbit? Was there a specificity
nope,
to the little
whatever
tidbit?
You want.
He doesn't have a tail.
It's true.
We all knew that,
though. Well, that's okay. Lauren, thank you so much. Feel free to lurk. Thank you for letting us know, and thanks for peeking in. Hopping on down, we got Amber.
Hello, I'm Amber. Which character am I? Who am I? I play Bloodwind Bloodaxe. My dog ate my passport, and I have a trip.
Oh, no.
Before the normal, you could get your passport back. Anyway,
that was
I'm really distracted.
This is the second person in my life in the past 2 days who has had passport issues. A good friend of mine is a dual citizen between, I think, Spain or Italy and the U.S., and used his European passport to travel with his husband. And on the way back, the U.S. wouldn't let him back in because he's a dual citizen, but he traveled on a European passport. Yeah. Things you learn, I guess. So they had to sort that out.
Who was this?
You know who it was.
We're getting horribly distracted.
And next on the ladder, we of course have Mike.
The one and only Phineas Skyrain at your service. Drakenblood, Dragonborn, Artificer. And I'm just awesome. That's all there is to it.
Fair enough.
Thanks for joining the awesome.
Indeed. And I am Jared. I am your humble dungeon master here on Newly Forged and Forged in Ice. And I run everything that's not these player characters. So isn't that fun? Well, that's fun and exciting. Let's dive into last time on Forged in Ice. Last time on Forged in Ice, the party ventured into a strange metal and stone building which they perceived to be a pyramid, but it seems to be shaped in right angles with floors that have strange relativistic properties of gravity. Choosing to opt for the anomalous irregularity research area, the party encountered some animated severed hands, a pile of goo with strange reality warping abilities, and 1,000 chomping jaws, and a tentacled flying brain with a very sharp beak. After managing to slay their various adversaries, they decided they had had enough of that area and instead would investigate the Gestalt Laboratory. There they met a flaming floating skull named Bolar Till, who was very happy to share and show off his work until he mentioned that he was very glad that the group had arrived to provide them with new raw materials for their work. As the party realized what was happening, the floating skull had its 6 zombies swarm the party. Elixeros managed to instill fear into half of them before falling. And when her friends were all otherwise unconscious, Bloodwen went into a whirlwind rage, the last person standing, delivering a resounding crack to the skull, digging deep into herself against some self-preservation tactics, to deliver a second attack, utterly destroying the floating skull. This has put the zombies into a bit of a stupor and without their boss to command them. For at least for long enough for Bloodwind to administer a healing potion to Elixeros, who in turn administered them to Phineas and the wolf that they have. But now that the party is just barely getting on their feet, the zombies are beginning to stir and twitch, and their eyes are beginning to regain a focus. So we dive in, and I ask you all, what are you going to do? Bloodwen, you and Elixeros are up. You see these zombies crowded around you. Phineas and the wolf are staggering to their feet. So far, the zombies have not moved, but their claws are beginning to twitch. These emaciated, tall forms, deep sunken black eyes, just like scraps of like blue and black robes that they probably once worked in very well. But now they are just undead machines, and their whatever was leading them has apparently checked out as it was shattered. You have really 2 options. You can bolt for the door, or you can bolt for those strange holding tubes that you were told had weird relativistic temporal properties.
Sorry, I have to start by saying I was messing around saying the wrong name, but then when I tried to correct myself, still said the wrong name, and you've said that wrong name 3 times. It's just the running joke that never ends. Alexeros.
Alexeros.
I try to remind myself every time to think of Alex and Ross, and it never works.
See, I just copy what you say in the beginning, and I go with it.
I know. It's not your fault. It's my fault.
Well,
better known at the party as Ross. We'll just stick with that.
Well, Elixeros.
Alexeros.
Alexeros.
Think of it as Alex and Eros, like
Yeah.
Yeah.
with Eros.
Yeah, that's a good way.
Well, Alexeros and Bloodwind.
Yes. Alex Eros.
Sorry, it's my accent, I guess. Either way, where are you going to go? What you going to do? It's crazy
I don't know.
times.
Show us a map.
You want to see the map? Okay.
Of course we do.
Let's go back to the map.
It's midnight here. I don't do the imagination thing right now very well.
That's totally okay. Let's check it out.
So 15 is accurate? I thought I went health points?
No,
Because of the...
you went down. You were healed. I forget how much.
Are
You were healed for 9.
I say 15 seemed a little high. Was
Somebody
it-
got 15.
Yeah,
You
I
know,
got 9.
Oh, maybe I was 15 then.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
All right, because you got the greater healing potion administered to you.
Yeah.
Oh, excellent. Yeah, good point. Okay, so some of these bad boys are still afeared of me, right?
Yes, because I don't think that effect ends when you go unconscious. So this group down here that is over clustered around Phineas are all starting to like look at each other, and most of them are afraid of you. But the other two around you and the wolf are not afraid of you. But they have yet to move.
Does that... I'm trying to read if it's different on this. Does that effect of fear end if they are attacked?
No, but at the end of their turn, they get to make saving throws.
Great. Well, we might be bolting for the door, but I think the first thing I'm going to do... Are we out of turn order?
Yeah, you're currently out of turn order. We just kept in it so you could administer potions and see if anybody died.
Right.
Right now, the zombies are twitching, but they're not acting aggressively. It's like they're rebooting or trying to figure out what they're supposed to do. The flying, flaming skull of Bolar Till was apparently the thing that kept them driven. So it's like a fog. You can tell that there's like a fog clearing from their mind.
The door is above us, correct? And then the vault of 2B things that he was trying to show us are where Phineas currently is?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just gonna put this out there. Maybe we should go. I
Yeah,
know
let's
you
run.
might be feeling it, Phineas. You can, but I feel like
I was
whatever you were feeling.
Run while you have a chance before
Might
they
be
wake
pain.
up. The more
No.
talking, the harder
took
the
down
run.
the big
Right.
bad.
They're starting to like move their claws and
Let's go.
hands more.
Run. Get out.
Right,
Shut
I'm
up.
leaving.
Get to the door.
I'm leaving.
All right.
Come on, Phineas.
You all rush for the door, right? The wolf follows Alex Aros, and rushes to the door. You all go. The door kind of spirals open and then spirals closed behind you. And as you are, as the door closes, you hear the sounds of the zombies begin attacking one another. It seems like they are just mindless, and now that you're gone, they just... and you hear them tearing in and screeching into each other. And as you put your backs against the wall in this hallway and sort of breathe a moment of respite, you hear in that ancient draconic 7 remaining.
Oh, right. We're on a
Okay.
timer.
So that took an hour.
So
Still no clue what happens after the time runs out.
no. Do we want to go in there and see if they're all dead?
Yeah, should we give them 5 minutes?
Yeah.
Wait till the
And then
Downs
find
die.
out more?
How long is a short rest? An hour?
Yeah, it's an hour.
Yeah.
There you go. Let's
Can we
do
afford
that.
an hour, come back and see if they've all killed themselves?
Well, no matter
that's
what
okay.
else we encounter, I think we have to rest.
Yeah.
Wait,
Yeah,
what?
I don't
Sorry.
want to, but yes.
You can feel free to explore on your own, Phineas, and tell us back what it is that you feel.
Phineas is just dripping blood. It's like, no. I'm gonna stay here and protect you guys because you did a lot of heavy lifting back there, and I owe you one for saving my butt. So
Well, thanks. That sounds
Yeah,
like a really
That's-
good team choice.
yes, we call that character development.
Well, I don't know what happened, but thank you. And I'm kind of glad the wolf's not dead.
Me
And
too.
I think we need to sit here a moment. Is that what we agreed?
Yeah,
Yes.
we're gonna short
Let's
rest.
Short rest.
let's talk about our goals, and then we'll make a game plan once we're done resting.
Yeah, you can still hear the screeching and clawing of things behind you for about a good 10 minutes or so into your rest. And then it quiets down behind you, or behind the doors. You don't know what that means.
Well, I'm ready to peek back inside.
So you're not going to complete a short rest?
No, yeah, we are. Yes,
Okay, great.
I mean after the short rest.
Cool. I believe Alex or Ross was going to ask a question of the rest of you.
Yeah, why can I never get this bloody D&D Beyond short rest shenanigans to work when I try to
actually
heal?
roll. Yeah.
It's like I get it to work every now and then, and I never remember what I do.
You have to click how many of the hit dice you want to use, and then you click roll hit dice and apply short rest.
That's what I...
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that didn't work.
It rolled a hit die.
It did,
Yeah,
but it didn't automatically apply it, even though I checked the box that says automatically apply healing with dice result.
Oh, that's weird.
Anyway, it doesn't
Does
matter.
that for me.
I'm not a programmer. I don't know what to tell you.
What were you gonna say, Roth?
I mean, what are we doing? We need to talk about our goals. What is the goal here? We're looking for one of the labs. We found a lab.
Yes. We should go back into this lab.
But what is the
Explore.
ultimate goal of the lab? What are we looking for?
An artifact of unknown power.
Just cursory
Maybe.
glance around the room, ignoring zombies, floating skull that nearly killed us. Did you see any artifacts?
Did I?
I mean, there
There's
was
a lot
a lot of cool stuff in there, but nothing like. I mean, there was all like equipment, but you didn't see like a shining floating orb or anything.
I mean, what do you consider an artifact? Let me catch you up on what Bolartil told me, in case he was moving too fast. But he called the lab a war machine, and obviously they need bodies for whatever reason to experiment on things dealing with how time affects living creatures. I don't know. I'm not a scientist, but I don't exactly know what artifact per se we're looking for in there.
Well, if the design of the lab is to make weapons, then perhaps we should also do our part and destroy said lab.
Destroy? You said you wanted to learn from it and take it back to the Cerberus assembly somehow.
No. You misheard me, dear Bloodwind. I only want to find an artifact for which I could bring back to the Cerberus and that they could study. But, I mean, come on. How am I going to bring back an entire lab, right?
Well, sure. I'm just saying that it seemed like you thought stuff here would be useful and valuable and interesting and not necessarily something that you would want to destroy to protect the world from. That's new.
Of which I agree with.
No. I think within your rage, you misheard me. You had a little anger in your ears. Totally don't recall us saying any of that, but guys, come on. We're all in this together. We're right here at the door.
What do you plan on taking back to the Cerberus assembly?
An artifact. That is honestly all I know.
He says
what-
he knows it when he'll see it. He's just
So-
waiting for the feeling.
So you want to check out the war machine making laboratory
There could be an artifact inside it.
to take back to the Cerberus assembly
Mm-hmm.
for the purpose of?
Getting a really good recommendation into their group.
Would another artifact do that?
Well, any artifact could do that.
Maybe we find
But we don't know
not
the artifact.
the war machine making laboratory.
I feel like we're downplaying the awesomeness of finding an artifact in this room, guys. Okay,
I'm with
here's the thing.
Bloodwind. I think we destroy it. Let's go in.
As you get ready to go in, you hear in Draconic, 6 remaining.
I mean, yeah, naturally there's 6 hours left because we
Yep.
did the whole rest thing. So still don't know what that means, but that's plenty of time, right?
Plenty
One
of
would
time.
hope so.
You want to do your famous door listening?
Yeah, I'll listen at the door. I'll knock, listen.
Yeah, you don't hear anything anymore.
Alright, here goes
Ready your
nothing.
weapons, just in case. I'm going to ready my boomerang, just in case, and I open the door.
Yeah, you wave your hand in front of the crystal, it spirals open. Whoosh. And inside, it is just a laboratory that has been smashed. Like, tables have knocked over, zombies have torn each other apart, there's ichor everywhere, there's little pieces of bone, and it looks like they just tore each other apart. Like, there's 2 that have their claws through the other one's eyes, or like the skull, like both of them, so they like it's fairly gruesome in here now, but it seems like you're free to investigate undisturbed.
They may have done our job
I
for
will.
us.
Yeah.
Is Phineas out in the lead right now?
Yeah, I open the door.
Oh no. Oh no.
I have my boomerang out, and I'm
Sorry.
investigating.
It's all part of the plan. Once Phineas gets ahead a little bit, I'm going to whisper to Bloodwind, or I'm going to do some... with the tail.
So Phineas begins investigating. What are the rest of you doing? Are you also going to investigate this lab?
Yeah.
I'm going to keep an eye on anything that's going to attack or hurt us.
Yeah, go ahead. Make a perception check.
Perception. 9.
Great,
That
cool.
sounds consistent.
And are you and the wolf hanging out, or are you looking around as well there, Ross?
I'm trying to heal the wolf right now because he took a short rest with us.
Yeah, so
Okay.
he's got hit dice that you can spend on his... I don't think he has like a sheet like you do, so you'll just have to keep track of it. But, yeah. Ooh, he gains 27 points.
Plus 5. I can't think right now. How do you roll for...
So just r slash however many d8s you want to roll. Or slash r, I guess.
Slash.
Oh, that's right. He's got 5. Okay, I clicked on the 5d8 plus 5 in it.
Yeah, that would have rolled all of them, which it did.
Oh, it did. Okay.
Yeah.
Does he have 5 for short rest?
No,
To use?
he's got 5 in total.
Yeah,
So-
that's okay.
Yeah, so he can use all 5 in one short rest, or he can split them up throughout the day, just like you can.
Copy. I'll use 4, so I'll subtract the last roll from that.
Cool.
'Cause he already...
So, looking around, Phineas, with a 14, all of this equipment is weird and labeled, and it takes you a few minutes to kind of start deciphering things. It seems like one is abnormative samples, like one in one corner with the weird like lightning in a bottle and this weird colored tube that seems to have stuff floating in it, like goo and bits and pieces of whatever, is anomalous research results. There's one that seems to be more like thick and green, like a blended like a spinach smoothie or something like that, like a green juice. That is labeled vegetative flora research results. There is one that's kind of just this like purple clear jelly liquid inside that occasionally like little bubbles pop up through it. That's our ectoplasmic results. And then the fourth one in the corner is specimen. What's the word? Specimen. It's like specimen results or something. Like the word is weird. Like you've never really deciphered a word like this before, but it seems to be where like things are combined. Like the closest you can get is a specimen unification. But
Need some help deciphering
it
something?
seems they all kind of like these workstations in this main part of the lab seem to be where results from other labs are analyzed and then combined later.
Got it.
You move down to the 4 storage lockers, for lack of better terms. These like massive tubes that house whatever. And 3 of them just contain like necrotic waste or like decayed flesh and bone or other kind of stuff in there. And the 4th one is shattered open, like from the inside, because there's glass all over the floor on the outside edge. But yeah, like you could, you can't quite figure out how to what these things do. You were kind of told that they like control a relativistic time somehow, but you don't really have a grasp as to what that means. Maybe.
Okay. During my investigation, I'll quickly jot what I am able to suss out quickly. But if there's nothing that looks valuable to take, then I will turn to the group and say, yeah, I think this room's a bust.
Alexaros, why don't you go ahead? You and the wolf kind of like got healed up, but this is a process. So if you want to investigate or take any kind of perceptions around, you're free to do so. Bloodwen, you kind of stood out on guard, listening, and heard nothing approaching, and there seemed to be nothing moving in the lab either.
Cool. Forgot I muted. The dogs were barking.
So no problem. So Ross, go ahead and make an investigation check.
All right. Yep. That's what I thought.
Cool. Yeah. Phineas seems to be figuring out what most of this stuff does, which you probably don't care so much about. You do find, however, something that Phineas, in his desire to find an artifact or something cool amongst the machinery, you do find something that he overlooked. It doesn't really tell you much about the lab so much as it's just a series of numbers, and you can read it right away because it's in that ancient draconic script that you can just know instantly. And it seems to be like 1, 2 to 20, 3, 4 to 2, 4 to 5. It's weird. It's just like numbers and then like a range. They don't like add up in a way that makes sense to you.
Okay. Yeah, I was curious if there was anything, since I'm sensing that I have this, I'm aware I have this ability to read and understand Ancient Draconic.
Mm-hmm.
So if there was anything else, like are there labels on, like in particular, the thing that is busted open from the inside? Was it labeled in some way?
Yeah, it is actually. And because you can just instantly read it, it's not as much of an investigation check as it is for Phineas. It says containment tube 4. And that's kind of all it says. It says specimen absorber. And it also and then like you look at the control panel, and that seems to have also numbers, like a number along a slider on one side, and then a set of crystals or some kind of illuminated thing that seems to relate and go up in a scale, like in a graph almost. And the side with the slider is labeled real time, and the kind of graph thing is labeled relativistic time.
This is a shot in the dark considering my investigation skills, but is there any correlation between the numbers that I saw written somewhere and the controls?
You're not sure. Like, it wasn't really well labeled. Like, it might have just been someone's scratch pad.
Gotcha. Real time versus graphical time, is that what you said?
Relativistic time. Big Scrabble word.
Yeah. It's about the best I can do with my little brain. Is there any like intuitive way that one could like slightly sabotage this operation, or does it seem like it's maybe self-sabotage now that the mastermind is possibly dead?
I mean, smashing stuff usually breaks it.
Bloodwind, you want to smash a control?
What? Me?
Yeah. You want to do the honors?
I'm not sure smashing the control will do what we want it to. I mean, it could do it, but what if it has unforeseen consequences? I feel like there should be a proper way of dismantling it.
Do you feel like you're up for the challenge of properly dismantling it?
Do we have the time for properly dismantling it?
I suppose either of those could be true.
This is about when you walk over, Phineas, when they're having this discussion.
What did you learn, Phineas?
And you noticed all these. You noticed all these things as well. You just weren't able to understand what the things were. Like Ross seems to be able to just translate them somehow now, where it takes you minutes to transcribe, especially these longer, weirder words and phrases that are on these things.
Did you need any help with some of the... I know the spelling is difficult.
No, Ross. No, I sussed out everything I needed from this lab, and I believe it's okay that we can leave and try a different room.
Go ahead, just make me an intelligence check here, Phineas, as you're having this discussion.
Oh, don't worry, you'll win this.
I don't know.
You even beat me at my charisma game, so there's no way I'm going to win this.
I mean, a 10.
All right, cool. Yeah, it all makes sense. Having the words translated on the graph does give you a clue about something, though. Each one of the containment tubes in the back has one of those control panels with it, and you figured out that if you push the slider up, that indicates how fast. You're not sure what, but it affects what's going on inside the tube.
Was there? I mean, there's
What
still
are the
things
possible-
inside the other tubes.
Yeah, there's like piles of like dead things, maybe, or like bones or whatever.
Maybe those are failed experiments. He did say something was missing.
All three of them are like all the way down with the slider. So like the slider's down, so they're all off.
Oh, okay. Well, let's hope that if we kill enough things in here, that'll kind of botch their plans. We should be on the lookout for Isaac, who apparently went looking for the test subject number 4. And we have 6 hours.
That's
whatever that
fine.
means.
Okay.
All right,
Then we
back in
should
the
get
hall.
moving.
Which way have we come from? Because I've totally forgotten.
What you got, Bloodwind?
Well, I'm just realizing I don't think Bloodwind is going to draw the conclusion that I think I'm drawing in my head. So I'm not talking anymore.
Okay, that's fair.
I am not Greg.
Do you want to throw a handicap our way since
Right.
I'm already in Thursday?
I mean,
Well-
Bloodwind might not be the most intelligent of the group, but she can still think.
Yeah, I just, I guess if we're talking about that's what the controls are labeled, then maybe, and other people are, I mean, like, if it moves time inside those tubes, should we see what happens if we move the time inside those tubes? There are people missing down here, and we were supposed to be part of his experiment. So maybe those people became part of his experiment, and we could try to help somebody. That's
Think
all
we
I
can
know.
save them if we move time backwards? Is that what I'm hearing?
Well, the DM thought we should know how the tubes work. You rolled an intelligence check to learn this information. It feels useful.
Right.
I will remind you,
Uh,
it's Thursday. Where I am.
Right.
I will say the graph also only goes like up; it doesn't go down.
We could take one
For
more
science,
look at this.
You know, why don't you go ahead and make an investigation check specifically on the panels and all of you can do it if you want, or someone can do it with advantage. Either way.
Phineas, I will grant you advantage. How's that? Since I can
Thanks.
obviously translate for you.
There you go.
Well, it doesn't help.
2 8.
You, sir, have a lot of explaining to do.
Not me, guys. It's the digital dice. That's all
You
it
gotta
is.
get your
Phineas.
mind off this artifact.
Phineas, you can push the slider up and see what happens. That's the best you got.
Yeah. All right. I slide the slider up
How far up do you slide it?
all the way.
I think maybe we
All
should
right.
leave.
You slide it up all the way.
Watch in
And
case any-
you see the pile of like just kind of like flesh and bones inside. You watch as some kind of like a low hum emits like from the chamber, and you watch as slowly at first and then rapidly the fleshy bits kind of like shrink and almost melt away, and kind of like they're these like big clumps, and then they go and they kind of skook away into like just a goo on the ground of the thing, which eventually disappears through, I don't know, evaporation or something. It just, the goo dissolves and the bones remain, and then you see the bones slowly begin to go from like this yellowy stained bone color to like a gray stone, and it's weird. And then the tube clicks off after about 10 minutes.
10 minutes?
Yeah, like it resets
bored.
and drops it down. It's
did
actually
not
it was
stick around
actually
for the 10 minutes,
it's
though.
actually a fascinating thing to watch, because like it happens very quickly considering what's going on. And then the door opens. It's like it finished a cycle or something. And all you're left with is like a bone inside, like a pile of bones that have like massed together and look like rock.
Listen, I'm not a doctor, but I'm pretty sure you killed that thing worse.
Well, now we know. I guess we can't save whoever was in there.
Consider ourselves lucky that it wasn't us.
Yes.
Through watching this process,
right.
I think it's evident that you have all figured out that inside the tube, the slider makes things go faster.
Right.
Which means if you could figure it out, you could figure it out so that it doesn't go that fast, but fast enough as you might need it to in the event you need it to do something else. Whatever that might be.
I don't know what that is.
And
Are you trying to tell us that we could take a long rest inside one of these tubes?
Oh my god. Please don't.
you could try, I guess.
Oh my goodness.
Phineas, would you like to go first in the name of science?
No.
Each tube is pretty big. It looks like it could hold a large creature, so
If
all
we
three
just
of you
push
could
it
be
a
in one tube.
little bit, just a little bit, you might heal completely.
Well, what is the point of just a little bit when the slider thing goes all the way up to 11?
Well, something got out, so maybe there are some positive benefits. But until we see what happened to that thing, maybe we don't go in the tube. But let's try to remember how to get back here, just in case.
Just in case.
And I would
Got
love to know which direction we came from last time because I don't remember. So which one?
Yeah.
You came from, on the map, what would be the west side?
Yeah, that's okay. Cool. So we want to go possibly around this corner.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Do we think we've met the boss person? I honestly, I missed enough of the previous episode that I'm still not 100% sure I know what we're supposed to be doing.
Taking a walk, and Phineas is
Just-
gonna feel it.
Yep.
Okay, I was really
Alright,
hoping that was not
Try not
the
to die.
goal.
All right, you walk all the way down the hallway, and you get to this junction here.
Mhm.
And much like before, you see that the floor continues and then drops down, and the ceiling goes and then becomes the wall. And so it'll be another one of those like step over things. But the more interesting part is the signage that Ross, you can deduce right away. The way directly in front of you to the south is labeled Fountain. And this direction to the east here is labeled ectoplasmic research. Ectoplasmic plasmoidal research. Which was what an option was on the first floor when you entered.
Yeah, and they're the lab that hasn't been sending over any information to that other lab lately, right?
Well, none of the labs have been sending over information to the one you were just in quite some time.
Fair enough. Fountain sounds friendlier.
It does
Right.
sound friendlier. Sounds more refreshing. Let's go there.
Maybe there are artifacts in the fountain. Maybe they like throw things in them to make wishes, and you
Get a
can just
cool
take one of
coin,
those.
and
Yeah.
and that'll be really interesting to.
Which
search
actually,
this
we
area.
kind of already have those, so you could have just taken a bag of those coins back. But
What are we doing, risking our lives in this crazy place?
yeah, Finn, what does your gut tell you?
Guys, where's your sense of adventure?
Let's go to the fountain.
See,
All right.
adventurous. Be more like him, Bloodwind.
All right. So you do the thing. Everybody go ahead and make a Constitution saving throw.
Uh-oh. Oh, that's fun.
Not too shabby.
All right. And the wolf as well.
Speak again for me.
I'm having some weird sound thing.
Nope.
What?
I was just saying, speak again for me. It's doing that weird thing again where it keeps.
Oh, the wolf needs to make a save as well.
Oh. Am I doing the wolf tonight? I didn't mean to, like.
I
just
could
wanted-
do the wolf if you don't want to.
It doesn't matter to me. I just wanted to make sure we healed it.
I mean, you know, it is named George after all.
Not sure what relevance that may or may not have. Or
My name.
how
I'm gonna
The
pull
wolf
John
makes
Wayne
my
and
name
just
better.
name it Wolf.
Great, it's wolf.
Boring.
Uh,
Rolf the wolf.
well,
how do we say it?
the three of you are fine. The wolf is a little messed up and like kind of like sits down for a minute, but then is okay. And you proceed down a long hallway which does not have any turns until the very end when it turns back around itself. And Phineas, you are still carrying a torch. Is that true?
Correct. Yes.
You've lit a new torch. As you walk down this hallway, you hear 5 remaining.
It's really been an hour.
You did a lot of investigating in that lab, and it takes time.
That's
That's
wild.
fair. Phineas was
So,
faster at
okay.
reading it.
How long does it take us to get back to the entrance, do you think?
You do not know. But as you turn that corner kind of around and back on the direction, you see a large fountain. But more than that, you see that the floor is littered with like broken and busted skeletons in blue and black armor. And you see this fountain looks like it once featured kind of a robed figure holding an arm, high up in the air. But only the bottom half of the fountain and one side of the torso seem to remain. You can see like maybe water is spurting out from the broken form, functioning despite the utter chaos and destruction around here. You can see it is cracked and broken in many, many places. And as you enter from this direction, you can see that there's one skeleton that seems to be like just the top half, like propped up against the wall of the fountain on the side. And it seems to be clothed differently.
Okay, so there's that skeleton, and what was the other weird thing you pointed out?
The statue that seemed to be in the middle is broken and busted.
Gotcha. I really hate
All
Windows.
right.
Go
I
investigate
guess I'll
one that looks
do.
different?
Yeah, I would like to investigate the statue and this differently clothed skeleton.
Cool. You march on up, kind of tiptoeing around the various other skeletons that are on the ground. Their various, the various armor that they have seems to have like claw marks and bite marks, and all kinds of weird stuff in there. And then you realize that not all of them actually had armor. Some were robed. Very strange looking. But as you begin to investigate the fountain, a voice speaks to you. Hasuka Siva, which Alexaros, you understand. It is that ancient Draconic yet again. And it says, "Who are you people?"
Only Ross understands. Like he's quick enough to.
Definitely.
Ross understands it right away. Phineas, you have to like put it together real quick. It's kind of like translating, and then you can understand it.
Got it.
But Ross gets it first.
Will Ross care to answer first?
You okay there, Matt?
I don't know what's going on. Everyone froze, and now I guess I'm back. I must have left.
Oh, okay.
You're good. So you understand what this entity says, this like half skeleton that's propped up. It's asked who you are.
Wow, and could try to do some quick thinking. We are travelers who have stumbled upon this strange place. Who are you?
Hi, I'm Isaac Gore. Or
Oh,
I was.
Isaac. Yes, I seem to recall your master telling us you went out looking for the escaped test subject.
Long ago. Yes. This is all that remains of me now.
What is all that remains of you? Your voice?
And the top half of my skeleton. And he indicates that his body like ends at the rib cage, and he's just kind of propped himself up on the fountain against the wall there.
Oh, well, that's unfortunate.
The creature wasn't what we thought it was. And
What?
Bolar was obsessed with knowing. He was trying to follow the blueprints of another lab to create an absorber, but he didn't. What he created was a reverser. It eats magic, specifically healing magic. It designed to stop divine clerics and healers in their battles against the gods, to prevent the gods from being able to heal their own forces. It would have been perfect, but it broke containment. We set out to recover it, but it was too strong. Didn't understand. And then some time ago, the lab was breached, and I and a group of others were still looking. The creature got distracted, ran away. It ran down to the control room. We pursued. I was the only one who survived. Couldn't let it out. I activated the destruct mechanism 40 some odd hours ago.
Oh,
40 hours ago? Are you aware of how long you've been here?
Only because of the countdown.
Oh, the one that I keep hearing, of which there are 6 remaining hours.
5, actually.
Five, thank you. Thank you. That's the countdown. That's the destruction countdown?
Yes, I activated the self-destruct. Only I and Bolar Till have the authority to activate the destruct, and then it takes both of us to deactivate it.
That's interesting. You should say that.
Why?
So, well, because it's going to be a little difficult to get Bolar up here.
I make no regrets that I am, or any obfuscation that I know that I am already dead. Everything in this lab is dead. Well, I never actually got to the plasmoidal or abomination labs, but certainly the vegetative one is thriving, but not in the way we had hoped.
So let me
Back
get this.
up. You've been
I'll take a moment to explain to the
quasi-alive?
party what happened, because Bloodwind looks very confused right now.
Well, yeah, I was kind of taking for granted that you were translating at random intervals.
Happy to do.
And just gonna be like, so you've been alive and chasing this experiment through the lab and/or experimenting up until 40 hours ago, at which time you died again or got chopped in half and activated a self-destruct sequence?
I'll
No.
translate back.
The test subject, the reverser, only became viable about a day or so before that. That's when it broke out. We knew that the lab had been breached some time before, but never heard anything from anyone. We assumed security had taken care of them. But then I knew that Bolar would keep going. So when the opportunity came, I activated the destruct to destroy the creature and everything else in the lab. I thought it was the only way to win the war, to not let that thing out. I edited the controls so that Bolar would not know the system was in destruct mode.
Yep, he had no clue.
He definitely didn't know.
Seems very distracted, in fact, but
He's
doesn't really
obsessed.
matter anymore. That's a good word. So you're telling me that if we let this countdown run out, this entire place will be destroyed, including this terrible thing that you've created that could seriously ruin life as we know it?
Yes. It's a shame that the core will be destroyed as well. The core holds all the information we've gathered in the lab. All of our research, all of our knowledge.
Probably for the best.
Never in the war against the gods. The gods must be shown that mortals can be just as powerful as they are. We guide our lives, not them. I still believe in that.
Hey, know your truths, I guess. Have you considered maybe making an alliance with some gods instead of trying to fight a seemingly losing war?
The gods aligned against us first.
I didn't catch that last part because I'm still having some weird sound issues.
The gods aligned against us first. The prime deities and the betrayers united.
What's going on? It's kind of making me upset.
Oh no. It's like it's disconnected because your mic changed, so maybe your output changed. I don't know if you have headphones or pods that they link to. Oh. Well, Alexaros is translating all of this anyway.
Okay, well, if you don't mind, I would love to leave you at peace. I think your mission will be successful. If you could kindly show us the nearest exit, we'll be out of here.
I'm sorry, but the only way to exit is to disconnect the core.
You are testing my patience. Where is the core, if you don't mind sharing?
In the control room, and he raises his arm and he points kind of the way you came, and you turn and look, and you see there's a set of stairs that descend down.
So hypothetically speaking, if we enter the control room, we will have to face this terrible monster, but that is the only way to get ourselves free.
The monster is not in the core. I've been here for some time, and after it destroyed us, it was in the core. It chased me out after I set the timer, and did this to me, and then went to stalk the halls.
Great. So, make our way to... I'm going to say this in common now. Make our way to the control room, avoiding a terrible abomination that is stalking the halls.
Easy.
And then I'll switch back to Ancient Draconic. And then what are we to do if we make it to the control room? To stop the countdown, or to get out? We have to stop the countdown to free ourselves?
The countdown cannot be stopped.
Oh, right, you said that, and the other guy's dead.
I'm not really that sad about that, strangely.
I really wouldn't be.
But you can remove the control module, and removing the core module will allow you to unlock the doors. All you need to do is remove the 4 main cables that remain in the ports to the module.
Are they all in the same room?
Yes.
Oh, that's okay, good.
The module rests on a control pyramid. It hangs there. Just be careful about the runic circles inscribed in the floors. The circles each contain the anomaly which powers the lab. Disturbing them can, well, expedite the collapse of the lab. The destruction will happen at the countdown increases 0, and the runic circles will be obliterated through explosions, which will then result in the anomaly collapsing in on itself and destroying everything within 300 feet, which will encompass the entirety of the cube.
Thank you. I'll be honest, you've been very helpful so far. I would love to get out of here, but if we could also destroy this thing, that'd be great. Is there any way to escape and then reactivate this countdown?
The countdown will continue once the module is removed. The countdown is independent of the module.
Oh.
The module was designed...
Oh, yeah, sorry. I'm very tired. Haven't slept very well in the last few days. I understand. It just allows us to escape, and then this will implode on itself.
The module was designed to be removed so the knowledge could be saved. The fact that you are here means that you are able to get in. If you would take the module with you and return it to the rest of Aeor, they would have all our knowledge, and you would be handsomely rewarded.
By
the Council of Aeor, of course. The High Mages would reward you most efficiently, most expertly.
All right, I'll give them a call once we get out.
Excellent.
Well, thank you. You've been very helpful. Is there anything I can do for you in your remaining hours of whatever this is?
He kind of looks at you for a second and is like, you all look damaged. Are you at your utmost?
Not so much.
If you're going to face this reverser, well, I'd say you should get a good night's sleep, but there's only less than 5 hours remaining. Although, there is the Gestalt Lab. The containment tubes can make time within them pass quicker. You just need to set up the algorithm, you can make 8 hours pass in a single hour. Or even a half hour, but there are often side effects when you do try to speed things up too quickly.
Yeah, let's avoid the side effect thing.
He tells you the settings for the essentially the long rest setting on the tubes.
I was right.
You would have figured it out earlier, but none of you rolled high enough. So
Exactly.
Because
I knew.
Phineas sucks. I'm just kidding. Okay, Phineas will be the first to choose. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Right?
he also tells you how you can set the tubes to activate in a certain time. In other words, you could like set it for the 8-hour mode, and then it would activate in like 2 minutes, so you could have time to get into the tube. And when when the cycle is done, the tube then opens automatically.
That is very helpful, Isaac. Thank you. I'm sorry if I was a bit terse. It's been a bit stressful day. However, we will endeavor to take this core to freedom with us, and hopefully either killing or leaving behind this horrible reverser that
Both I and the core would be very appreciative of that.
is the core sentient.
Yes.
I was really hoping you'd say no.
Why? The best way to store knowledge is within something that can understand and process it.
Yeah, I just don't have a really firm grasp on how sentient objects. It doesn't matter. Well, okay, we'll see what we can do. And then I'll just play all this back to the party and say, we probably should get moving. Does anyone need a long rest?
Yes.
Let's go back to the lab.
I can't. I mean, I could, but I can't.
Let's go to the lab, and we'll try this out.
Yeah, you make your way back to the lab, hook up the settings, set them up. You could all technically fit in one tube, but it would be very tight.
BFFs.
I am the. I needed the least, so I'm happy to activate the controls and get these two rested up. I can't think of anything that I've used yet that requires a long rest. Let me look.
I mean, hit dice and hit points, but...
I mean, true.
And,
I mean, yeah.
and you would get all the full benefits of taking a long rest.
True.
And as you're debating this, you hear that voice in your head from your weapon again. You must lead, and to lead you must be strong and well rested. This will be a true trial and test of strength, and I don't want to be destroyed here.
You and me both. I'll say out loud.
What was that,
What?
Ross?
You and me and Phineas should all three of us, go to the labs.
Yeah, you're in the labs, you're setting up the control. It's really just a matter of who wants to go in what tube or pairing of tubes.
I'm sorry, I know I said you and me, but like you two can go first because that sounds like I'm sacrificing you.
Well, how long do we? I mean, if we're all doing it and we have to do this twice, that's 2 hours. We only have like 4 hours left.
Well, there are 3 tubes, aren't there? So I guess we could all set this up, pop in and pop out.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were told the timing thing to like the delay start thing. So
well, we're all doing it, and George will keep watch.
Okay, I'll tell you what, I'll like start it, get Bloodwind in, I'll start the next one, do Phineas, and I'll start the last one and jump in mine.
Cool. The wolf jumps in with you.
No, that's fair.
Best friends.
But
See you in an hour.
But you all hear this humming, and then it becomes quite content, and you can all like sit down on the tube floor, and it doesn't look like anything's happening in the lab, but you can lean back and
phones out.
I mean, I'll assume you cleaned out whatever you needed to clean out.
What? One of them is just a little rock now.
not a little rock, like a big hunk of amalgamated stuff. It's like all the bones fused together.
Phineas can have the rock tube.
The point is, you all like get some well-deserved rest in these comfortable tubes. And as far as you know, 8 hours pass, and then the doors open.
We didn't blow up, so.
And shortly, you all can emerge, and you're all level 4. And that is where we are going to take our break, and our friends will level up over the break. So we're going to take a quick 5 minutes. Thank you all very much for being here. Thank you for lurking. Very exciting. They're going to be level 4 when we return. So we will see you in but 5 minutes, everybody. So it'll be a quick level up. Thank you all very much. We will see you in 5 minutes. We're going to do a short rest. So we'll be right back. See ya. Just a minute. Hello, everyone. We are back. Thank you for sticking with us while we did some leveling up. All of our characters and their sidekick Wolf is now level 4 after taking a long rest. So you have all moved out of your chambers. And you can make your way back to the fountain and those stairs pretty easily. You know the way. Pardon me. It doesn't take you very long. And then you can descend the stairs if you are so inclined.
Everyone ready?
You have to. Yes, I'm ready.
All
It's
right,
time.
me first.
Mike has a tiny cup of something delicious, so it's definitely time.
Yes, you all make your way down easily, really. You make your way down. Sorry. And as you make your way down, you have this weird feeling in your stomachs again. And only it's different. Like this time you step down and like there's nothing to step onto. It's like you're looking down into a hole. And there's dim light and you can see some things. But you're already having these weird feelings of like wobbliness and roller coasterness, and you think that you need to like step onto the other side of the floor because like the stair just ends, and it's like looking down into a hole. It's a weird kind of Escher kind of feeling, like an MC Escher sort of.
I see.
Yeah, each of you, Ross, you're the first. You take that first step, and you kind of do a somersault when you step out, and you step onto what you think should be the ceiling, but it's really the floor. And what you are looking at is...
Why did they design it this way? Also, he called it a cube, but it was very much a pyramid on the outside.
Mm-hmm. I don't know.
Maybe you can figure that out.
Well,
Phineas got it.
with the way that Phineas has been investigating, I don't think we have enough time before we all blow up.
It's just a very bad night for me, all right?
Just easy.
That's so weird.
I didn't do it.
No, you're fine. But you all step out, and what you see is a much smaller floor space. What you see is an open room that doesn't really have much in it. It's built like a 60-foot cube. You can see a magic circle in the center of each that's dimly glowing and slightly flickering with runes. And you see that the circles all seem to be in like the same spot on each floor. And where they all meet in the middle of the air, it seems like there is a strange thing in there, this anomaly that Isaac was mentioning. And what it appears to be like a dark sphere that seems to be roiling like a mirage, like with little arcane energies kind of flowing around it and glowing, and the glow from the rune seems to be like pulling those energies into it, and like that's what's drawing or
Based
powering?
on Matt's face, I'm not the only one who didn't hear any of that.
Yeah, same.
Okay, you got to tell me this shit, y'all.
Well, we're telling you
was
right
like,
now.
hanging on. We're telling you, yeah. We're like, hang
'Cause
on, I
you-
can't hear you. I thought it was back.
Yeah, it usually does, and it's
Does
just like a word or two, and we can kind of piece it together. But like also,
That was
if we're missing some details sometimes, that's probably why. But and we're done. But yeah, that was a whole string of sentences we didn't hear.
All right. So this room is about a 60-foot square. And you see magic circles in like the center of each floor, of each side of this cube. And the anomaly that you're looking at is kind of like where all these circles would meet if you drew columns from those circles. Hanging in the middle is where this anomaly is, which that appears to be like a dark sphere that has like a mirage in front of it. Like, you know, like when you look at a mirage and it's got those rippling, waving things, those like lines of heat, essentially. That's what it seems to be like. And those lines seem to be getting ever thinner as they go down towards the various runic circles. Like it's drawing energy from it somehow. You can see the surface opposite the one that you have entered has a pyramidal structure that seems to be holding a triangular shaped device covered in runes and attached to the pyramid by various cables and wires. You see a torn slashed body on the ground near the device. And you can see that these runic circles, they're carved directly into the floor. One's pretty much right in front of you. And they are dimly glowing in like a blue light as they pull down energies.
All right, so we're supposed to avoid those runic circles. And we need to detach those 4 cables.
Right.
Connected to the pyramidal-shaped device.
Mm-hmm.
Seems simple enough. Can we make our way to one of the cables?
Yeah, it looks like all the cables are like at the structure at the pyramid. So like you just need to go up and go to it.
Is there a clear path avoiding any runes on the ground?
Well, let's look at the map, shall we?
Dun dun dun.
This is going to be a very strange map, so I will need you to work with me on this one.
Mm-hmm.
So what you are seeing now, you have all entered through these stairs here that seem to lead back down the way you came, even though you swore you were just going down the stairs. So it's weird. Each of these is a glowing runic circle, and each square, and you can see these little dividing lines, that is a corner of the room. So this wall here and this wall behind you are actually 90 degrees from where you currently are. So you are inside of a D6.
Okay.
You are inside a cube. You're inside a 60 foot by 60 foot by 60 foot room. And all the way up here, on the ceiling above you, is the pyramidal structure that has the control module that you can clearly see in this light.
Okay, so all we have to do is like walk up the walls to get to it.
I mean, we walked on some walls before, so
I'm gonna try it.
Yeah, you step on one of the walls, And like you put your foot up and it doesn't feel like anything. Do you just commit and kind of do it? Or are you going to be like hesitant about it?
I gotta commit. It's my MO.
The instant you commit and put both your feet on the wall, you feel this weird turning in your stomach, but you are instantly walking on the floor. But to everybody else in the room, you're walking on the wall. And they're on the walls. And you're on the floor.
Don't understand the purpose of this design.
It's really cool.
But okay, everyone do what I did.
Wizards do weird shit. What do you want?
These people are weird. Alright, I'm gonna keep walking across, taking a wide berth of the glowing runey thing and try to do the same damn thing on the other wall.
Yeah, easy enough to do.
I assume the wolf comes?
Yeah, the wolf will follow you. It likes to stay within a few feet of you, generally speaking.
Or Bloodwind, I'll accept that as an alternative.
Thank you, I've got it, for blocking that bot spammer.
Oh, that's a first.
We've had a couple spam bots that I've got it has been on top of, which is
Boom.
Nice.
appreciated.
That means we're cool now. We get spam bots.
Right.
That's how
So you step onto what appears to be the ceiling to where you came in, but it looks to you, Ross, like your friends are on the ceiling. And you can make your way over to the pyramid without too much difficulty. And when you get there, you see emblazoned on the side is IGV, a subsidiary of IGT Industries, AOR.
No wonder it's designed so strangely.
No wonder.
But yeah, you see that there are... well, everybody go ahead and make a perception check. Let's see what you all get.
I missed this skill.
Whoa!
Ooh.
Did it.
Double nat 20s all the way across the sky.
Apparently weird things make sense to me, but actual things don't.
You're like, it's a D6.
Yeah, come on, guys. Get with the program.
Wonderful.
And we're inside.
Well, Phineas and Bloodwind, you both hear something on the stairs behind you tromping down. Something heavy. Something large.
I didn't hear it, but Phineas did?
Hey, don't be jealous. All
Well,
right?
You
All right,
are...
my 11 beats are 19.
Well,
Sorry, I'm too far away. I get it.
You would hear it, but you're on the ceiling, so you're not right there catching the echo.
What's that you said?
What you notice, Ross, is you're looking at this control module thing, and it appears to be a triangular piece of shining metal with blue and purple and red runes all about it. And what you see is a large black char mark on one of these, like one of the cables that's like attached to the side here. And that's what you see. You see that there's 4 other cables. Like there's a total of 5. And one of them has this like char on it. But you are standing there looking at this, and you hear in Ancient Draconic, "Please identify yourself."
Alexa Ross.
I don't recognize that name. What's your designation?
Sorry, give me the handicap of time. My computer says it's 8:30, but my brain knows that's not true. I'm representative of Isaac.
It doesn't respond. And then after a moment, state your query.
I need to disconnect these cables
To what end?
to take the core to safety.
And you all hear 3 hours remaining.
Because in 3 hours, it will be destroyed.
Yep.
And you realize, Alexaros, that it's the same voice as the control module. It says, that is correct. Isaac activated the self-destruct button, for lack of a better term. So the lab will be destroyed.
Who am I speaking to?
I am the control module of Lab 98, property of Aor.
Right. My name is Hal.
Property of Aor. Would you like to be saved?
The knowledge I possess would be most useful in the fight against the gods.
Yes. So, how do I need to go about freeing you? I have 3 hours, and I hear there could be a terrible monster lurking somewhere in this place.
Affirmative. It is quite capable of mass destruction.
Yeah, we'd really rather it stay, and the rest of us get out.
Understood. Proceed by disconnecting the primary pathway indicated here, and you see a set of runes glows by one of the cables. And as you reach for that, I need everyone to roll initiative. As Bloodwen and Phineas, you see a large form emerge from the staircase near you.
It's always at the most like
Right.
you see a
It is.
Exciting.
All right, but we're rolling. Something's coming, and I'm rolling initiative.
Yes. It is coming down or up the stairs, however you want to...
coming around the bend.
however you want to
Yeah.
look at it. And it's coming right
mean-
at you. Phineas, you did technically hear it coming because it rolled shit on its stealth. So you wouldn't have to be right at the stairs there if you did not
I was
want
going to
be.
say, if we heard it earlier, then I would have moved a little bit away.
Yeah, you essentially would have had a move action.
Yeah. Probably there.
Cool.
Avoid the ruin, but right there.
Well done, Bloodwind.
Yeah. Don't forget to roll for Wolf.
He had a 20.
Fantastic. Look at all this. This is great. Oh, look, new buttons. Hey.
Look, new buttons.
Everyone gets to go first.
This is fantastic.
The turnover counter thing is new and improved, it looks like.
Yeah, it has. It has.
Sword fight.
It has improved a bit, which is exciting. You used to have to go into the properties to adjust the sorts, and now I don't. But as we enter battle, Bloodwen, you go first. As this creature becomes visible from the stairway.
Yep. Guess what I'm gonna do? Gonna rage, and I'm gonna just step right up in its face
Yeah.
and hit it.
Which, by the way, this is what it looks like. It's this, like, sort of two-legged, like, tall monstrosity, but the front arms hang down, like almost like a gorilla. And it's green and, like, this putrid purpley pink. And it is sharp of teeth and very gross-looking. It's got long, massive claws and sharp fangs. It is not
It's
pleasant.
adorable.
Indeed, a 10 will not hurt it, however.
No hitting, but there I am in its way, raging.
All right. Well, next up is the creature. And it doesn't like that you tried to hurt it, so it's going to try to bite you. That's a 27 to hit.
That definitely hits.
For 9 piercing damage, reduced to 4, because you're raging, right?
Yep.
And,
Rajay.
and 1 force damage.
Great. I'm looking for your little icon that you use for rage, and I can't.
I got it. You're good.
You said 1.
Yep. And then it like slashes with its claws at you. That's a 21 to hit. For 9 slashing, reduced to 4. And then, 12 force damage.
Woofity doofity.
And then, another 27 to hit. For 7, reduced to 3 slashing damage.
What's going on down there?
And 2 force damage.
Sure. That's great.
And then it is the
Everything is
wolf's
great.
turn.
I'm about to say, are you down yet? Because it sounded
Right?
like
That was a lot of
Not
numbers.
quite. Good thing we leveled up.
Jesus.
Yeah, you hear this thing just tear into things. Oh, and this is when we do a little like retcon flashback moment, and you are talking to Isaac, and he tells you once again that this creature absorbs healing spells, so try to avoid them. It won't do you any good. And we flash back to the present.
That really sucks, considering what I just...
But you are 60 feet away from it. You don't know what kind of range it may or may not have. But it is the wolf's turn. What will the wolf do?
The
Phineas,
wolf-
you're on deck.
Thank you.
The wolf... Is the wolf aware? What's even happening?
Yeah, you all hear this commotion from Bloodwind as you look up and you see this like strange creature about 60 feet above you.
That will never not be weird. Can the wolf hold an action that if this thing suddenly becomes 0 feet above me and is within its threatened square, it can attack?
Yeah, it can hold an attack action. All right, then we go to Phineas.
I will cast Fairy Fire on it.
Okay. That's a dex save.
Yes, Dex 15.
It succeeds, unfortunately. You cast your spell over it, and it's weird. It seems to resist it in some way, or it seems to have some advantage against magic.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else on your turn, Phineas?
I'll move to there. That's it.
Very good. You were also all warned not to disturb the runes, as it could be bad.
Right.
Next up, we go to Alexaros.
I'm going to pull that cable it said to pull.
Yeah. Go ahead. It's just a it's a sleight of hand check, dexterity. And it is an action to do it, so it's your action to properly like remove the cable. So you go to remove the cable, and it's like you move it the wrong way, and it shocks you, and you take 2 points of lightning damage. And you hear the control module. That is the incorrect method. Please turn counterclockwise towards you.
Thank you. It's my first time.
But you've got a bonus action and movement left.
Maybe I'm going to walk 5 feet over. Maybe if I approach it from a different angle, might help.
Cool, so you reposition yourself? All right.
Yeah. Do I get an attack of opportunity? Does it get an attack of opportunity on me? I'm just kidding.
No.
That thing is only 60 feet above me?
Yeah.
Bonus action Hex.
All right. The what was it? The black orb is your hex, right? So it flies out and circles this thing. There's no save with Hex, so it doesn't have any kind of resistances to it.
It's gonna suck at strength. That's my go-to.
All right, cool.
Is that really what I want?
Bloodwen, you're on deck here.
That was it. Actually, I mean, that was action, bonus action for me, and movement.
Okay, great. Bloodwen, you're up.
Well, guess what? I'm going to try again.
Go for it.
A 20?
Absolutely hits, and you smash into it for 15 slashing damage.
It also gets the Divine Fury, another 2 of Radiant.
Ooh.
3 actually.
Okay. So you smash into this, and you see your great axe tear into it, and that little burst of divine light follows the wound, but you see that the divine energy doesn't hurt it. I'd like you to make an intelligence check for me real quick.
That one.
Straight intelligence.
Roll it. There you go. 12.
Yeah, you remember that Isaac said this thing was designed to fight gods.
Got it. So the divine magic doesn't do anything, which is better than healing it.
Yes. Anything else on your turn?
No. I mean, I could still only attack once, right? So no.
All right. Yeah. So. Oh, that's an interesting thing. I should fix that. Cool. So it is the creature's turn, and it looks at you and it attempts to bite you. That is a 13 to hit.
It does not. Yeah, level 4.
You dodge out of the way. It slashes a claw at you, and it overextends itself and trips and falls prone on a natural 1.
Wow.
Oh, dang.
It's down.
So that will end its turn, because that's the natural 1.
Yay.
So it is prone on the ground. We're back to the wolf.
Okay, so the wolf should... I think I'm going to tell it to go attack. You should make an attempt to be active, I suppose. It can dash and only get about halfway across the next room, I guess.
Yeah, he's got 40-foot move speed, I think. Or is it 30?
What's happening? Oh, let's find out. I think it's 40. I think you're right.
Let's take a look at Wolf Buddy. Yep, 40 feet.
I can't remember how to do but it doesn't matter.
So if you just grab him and hit Q, it'll tell you.
Yeah, but then it does that thing if you accidentally let go. Anyway, that's 40 feet. But if he dashes, he can go another 40. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay, he just made it back on that floor.
All right, yeah. The wolf runs along the ceiling, down the wall, and gets to the floor with the rest of you. Phineas, it is your turn.
Let me try my lightning launcher at it.
All right, go for it.
13 to hit.
It actually, it's prone, so you have disadvantage on the attack. Because it's a ranged attack.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. That does suck.
A 13, unfortunately, misses. Your charge lands on the ground, and it kind of rolls just out of the way.
Okay.
Bonus action, movement.
I have no bonus action, and I'll stay where I am.
All right, Elixiros. You are clear to attempt again on a cable.
So if I need to yell something to Phineas, I'm really only yelling like up.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say, Phineas, get up here, down here. I need your help.
Okay.
And I'm gonna attempt to pull the cable again.
All right, go ahead. Make a sleight of hand check. Excellent. Yeah, with a 21, you grab and easily pull it out. You've got a bonus action and movement.
I don't think there's a bonus action that will get me in. It's in range because casting False. I was an idiot. I should have done this already. Casting False Life is an action, I believe. Correct. Oh, it's a free action according to the invocation.
Well, no, you just cast it without a spell slot. You cast it without spell slot and a material component. So I'm willing to say that you cast it when you left earlier.
Copy. Okay.
Because
I'll
it doesn't
roll that right
it doesn't actually consume a resource for you.
Gotcha. Okay, I'll roll that now, I guess, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
I think it's pertinent that it's someone stay here and pull cables out, and it is me right now.
Yeah. And I don't think false life is concentration, so your hex should be fine.
Thankfully not.
That would be so dumb if it was.
Yeah, it would be kind of
great. Yeah, so you roll the d4 plus 4 temporary hit points.
Oh,
but actually, you cast them at level 2, so it's an additional 5, so it's 1d4 plus 9.
I was just reading that. I think because it's the invocation, it is locked at level 1, unfortunately.
Oh, as a first level spell. Right,
Yeah,
okay, so
yeah,
1d4 plus 4. So go ahead, go for it. Meanwhile, let's go to Bloodwen. Cool, so you have 6 temporary HP.
Well, guess what I'm gonna do?
The creature is prone, so you have advantage on a melee attack against it.
That's great. I'm gonna do that with my full of rage self.
Yeah.
21?
21 absolutely hits for 10 slashing damage. You chonk into this thing.
Great.
Anything else?
It still does the divine, but it's not going to do anything. So, no, that's it.
Cool. No other bonus actions or anything you want to do?
None of them have to do with damaging anybody.
All right. So then it goes to the reverser, who gets up from prone. It's still got this swirling black vortex around it, and it's going to try to bite Bloodwen again.
Yeah.
That's a 25.
Yep.
For 13 piercing reduced to 6.
Great.
And 7 force damage. And then it's going to claw.
I'm unconscious.
With a 21 to hit, so down goes Bloodwen.
Yep.
So you are down and prone. The creature is then going to move 5, 10, 15, 20, and get to there. It looks like it's coming in your direction, Phineas. It is now the wolf's turn.
Okie dokie. So the pack tactics does not count if a person is down, does it?
No, they have to be a threat.
Oh, I just read Amber 6, so we should have redistributed some health potions, huh?
I gave them all to all of you.
Oh, do we have like 0, 0? Because I think I have 2 left in my bag.
The ones you discovered were handed out, except I think there's one greater that's still around.
I'll look in my inventory, but it's
Oh, I just
probably
got
not
a
going to
really
matter
good
yet.
idea. That might be too slow.
So we're on to the wolf.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out if I should have it retreat. Let's try something.
Kill
though.
it!
We're gonna run around.
You can also position it and have it hold an attack.
True. Oh, you know what? Let's do that. Good idea, because I was trying to find another way to do that, but this I think is simpler. So we're gonna assume that this thing's gonna come up and eat Phineas. So I'm gonna run beside Phineas and hold an attack for
Okay.
when Phineas gets his shit rocked.
All right. Well,
Unless Phineas heeds the call of
Yeah.
Ross and runs back.
it is Phineas's turn.
Right.
So you have been called upon, and also seen Bloodwind go down, and this thing is trouncing your direction.
Yes. Scary things are happening all around me. I was planning on going up to help
Then do it.
Ross, but then I see Bloodwind go down, and then it's like, oh,
She comes back all the time, though.
yeah.
Just
I will say, let's. Magic won't help anyway. Navis so close. So, all right, Wolf, hold down the fort. This is terrible. I'm gonna try to climb up towards Ross.
Okay.
So I don't know how many feet.
It's the same feat as normal.
It's the same as okay.
Yeah, it doesn't cost anything.
You could still attack in theory at range? Question mark, or did it
I
not work
could.
last time?
No, I can. So 5,
Cool.
5, 10, and then I'm climbing up the wall.
Mhm.
15, 20, 25, 30. So movement. I will take out Lucky Boomerang. A 16 to hit.
A 16 will hit for 4 bludgeoning damage.
Boomerang.
It hits the creature and rattles to the ground. Ting, 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 ting. And the creature turns its head looking towards you.
Rose.
Alexaros.
So I got a crazy idea.
Mhm.
What counts as a tiny object?
Like a mug or like a flask or a bottle. Something small.
Like a python?
Yeah, Peyton. Sure, that could be a tiny object.
Now let's say, like, hypothetically, it sprouted arms and legs.
Uh-huh.
Do you think it could pull out some cables with a simple sleight of hand check?
It could certainly try.
And am I wasting time attempting it? Let's try it.
All right. So describe to me what you do in this moment of imminent danger.
Shit. I'm like fumbling, looking for something small on my back. Shit. Find a python or whatever.
Uh-huh.
Or a dagger. That'd be kind of funny.
Sure.
And I'm looking at the pick in my hand, and like something's telling me that maybe I could try this crazy thing. So I'm going to cast Tiny Servant on it.
Yeah, so you hold this python in your hand, and from seemingly nowhere out of the metal, 2 little arms stick out, and 2 little legs stick out, and it stands up in your hand, and it kind of like salutes you in like a bang.
Okay. All right. Did that count as an action, by the way? The spell?
I believe the spell is an action, yes.
Okay, because it says as a bonus action I can command it. Let me see what else that.
Yeah. So now there is a little tiny python.
Oh, that's so cute. Looks like it's from Beauty and the Beast.
Mm-hmm. Very much so.
Hang on one sec. Yeah, it's saying I can control it as a bonus action, but I don't.
Yeah.
I'm not reading anything that tells me that creating is an action.
Well, if you look at the actual spell, actually,
It says at will.
yes, you can cast it at will, but the casting time is 1 minute. So actually,
1 minute.
you couldn't cast this.
Oh, I could cast this. You're right. Damn it.
So
It was worth a shot.
it looks like the python's gonna sprout arms and legs, and then they suck back in, and it just lays there inert.
Worth a shot. Okay, in that case,
But at least you didn't burn anything, so you've got your action, your bonus action, and everything.
okay. Action. Pull the next cable.
All right, go ahead. Make that sleight of hand check.
So close. Oh god. Oh, that was so close to a negative one. Oh.
This one, it's a little tough, and like you can't quite get it to turn. And you hear the control module. Please follow the correct order of sequence.
Would you like to share?
And some runes illuminate around the next one that you're supposed to pull.
What? Okay, that would have been helpful. Okay, thank you. And I'm going to reposition myself again.
I was unaware you did not know what you were doing.
Well, it should have been obvious the first time I failed. I'm going to reposition myself because that helped the last time.
Okay.
And that was an action. I'm going to yell, Phineas, I really could use you.
All right. So you're trying to pull this thing out, and Phineas, get your ass over here. You still got a bonus action if you have anything.
I got a bonus action. I might as well put a curse on this thing too, right?
Sure.
Just in preparation of if I ever actually fight it.
Yeah.
So Hexblade Curse.
Yeah, it gets cursed. That shadowy crow flies out and or the bat or the crow, I forget. You've got some.
I really should have written these down.
I think it's the crow.
The raven is the curse. The bat is the hex.
The raven is the curse. The bat is the hex. That's what it is. So you, the raven flies out and sucks into this thing, and it's and all these. It's now got this spiraling cloud of black bats and black ravens swirling around it, and it's very annoyed. It tries to bat at them. Bloodwind, I need a private D20 from you. And
Indeed.
What do you see in this moment?
In this particular moment is one of my first training nights out shadowing a real guard in Utherdurn, and it's night, and I am just chasing after this thief, and I'm just running and running and running.
Okay. /GR. And you remember yourself running, and you see yourself running, and you kind of get this tunnel vision as you run, and you wake back up with a ridiculous ability of a hollowed one, and you have your turn before you. You can stand.
Yes.
Being hollow. Yeah, I'm just going to stand up, and I am going to recklessly attack.
Your rage did go away if you want to rage again.
Oh, yes, I have to rage again. Yes, let's do
Dang
that.
it, I should have put the wolf on the other side. Whatever.
Rage and reckless.
Yeah, go for it.
25.
Oh, yeah, that will hit.
Plus the d6 that doesn't do anything, so I won't roll it.
Yeah. Fantastic. That is some chonky damage there.
Ta-da!
Very cool. Fantastic turn. The creature spins and is confused.
I know, it's weird. I'm sorry.
And is going to try to bite you again.
Mm-hmm.
But on a 13, will miss you. In frustration, it sends a claw towards you with a 12.
Nope.
And another claw The third attack is a 27.
Well, that'll
Of
course
hit.
it
I'm
is.
down again.
So Bloodwind goes down again. Yeah, the 3 slashing damage would have done it alone. But
Yeah, for sure.
so
As long
unfortunately,
as it didn't, do 60, 72 damage, and I'm dead, then we're good.
Mhm.
yeah. But it drops you, and then it chases after Phineas.
No.
Which it can get right up next to you, Phineas. But it can't attack you because it had to use all of them to put Bloodwind down.
Boom.
Oh, jeez.
It is now the wolf's turn.
Okay, well, we're gonna play a little chasing game. Let's see if I can actually get there. And I'm gonna try to bite it and nip its heels while I'm standing within 5 feet of Phineas.
Yeah, you have advantage on the attack, or the wolf does. A 16 will hit.
Nice, 7 piercing.
All right, it takes 7 piercing damage, and has to make a strength saving throw or be knocked prone.
Which it has disadvantage on.
No, that actually gives it a disadvantage on strength checks, not saving throws.
Oh, well, that sucks.
But believe it or not, this beefy thing that its body is all muscle and like tense was not expecting a wolf to come charging at it, and it rolled a 10.
Yes! Run, Phineas, run!
So the creature is knocked prone. It's prone. Well done. Phineas, that brings it to you. And the wolf is like, "Arr!" like pulled it down from the back somehow.
Just holding its ankle.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, good boy. Keep at him. I'm gonna help your guy over here. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And then I will dash as well.
Yeah, it does reach out a claw to try to swipe you as it.
Even at prone?
Yeah, it's got
Nice.
disadvantage.
roll.
It's got disadvantage, but it's fully capable of making the attack.
Okay.
That's a 13 to hit.
That's a miss.
All right.
10, 15, 20, 25. That can get right up to there.
Fantastic. You
Oh,
get.
wait, I have 30. I have 35 walking speed. Hold on. Bam! I'm right there.
Oh yeah, so you're all the way up there. So
Boom.
you use your move and your action to get up there, but now you're here. You've got a
What am I
bonus
doing?
action. You've got a bonus action. Oh yeah.
No, I guess not really, because I don't know what I'm doing just yet. So
Yeah, you could like free action ask me that.
Yeah, you can.
react.
Yeah, you can talk to. You can say something to Alexaros.
Which I will. All right, I'm here.
Something.
Point me to what I have to do.
Give me 6 seconds and I'll respond.
And Alexaros, it is your turn.
We have to pull these cables out, and they're a little finicky, right? So there's like kind of an order, and I'll point to the one that's glowing, and I'll say that one's next. And I think I'm going to sacrifice this action of pulling a cable and tell Phineas that I'm going to go face the creature before it jumps on us.
Okay.
Oh boy, what do I have? What do I have? Let's see what I can do. All right, let me move first. I shouldn't have moved so far away around. Okay, this is weird. So 30 feet gets me to this corner, and I'm now looking up at the monster?
Yep, it's like up the wall.
And how far is it? Let's find 40 feet. Okay, great. Okay, that won't work, so I gotta do my next best thing, which is Eldritch Blast.
Okay, it's prone, so you have disadvantage on the attack.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Well, I missed.
Unfortunately, the black orb explodes prematurely in your hand. And you take 1 point of that yummy force damage.
Dang it. Okay, I don't think I have anything else I can do because that was my action, and I've used my movement.
All right.
So I'm just going to have to... Oh, I did a stupid thing in hindsight. Oh well, I'll just have to wait.
All right. Bloodwin, go ahead, private roll, and tell me what you see.
Well, I am, I've fallen on my face on that same chase and wiping mud because I tripped and did not catch the person. And in the distance I see my boss catching the person I was chasing.
Yeah, and you see them catch this criminal, and you just feel utter shame. And that's what happens. The reverser gets up from prone and looks at the wolf. And
No!
you know, that's what happened. That is a dirty 20
If only I had hit it.
for 13 piercing damage and 2 force damage to the wolf. So that's a total of 15.
Okay, stand by.
And another 15 total damage from a claw attack. And 18 with the last attack, which will put the wolf unconscious.
We're going to have a talk later about animal cruelty.
Sad wolf.
So the wolf is unconscious and prone, but it did distract the creature, who now just sort of like you see that it skirts around the runes like it's maybe learned something about him before, and it just kind of rushes down the wall. It's very close to you now. Like it's not that far away from you. And I need the wolf. I'm going to roll a save for the wolf. Okay. You see the paws twitch a little on the wolf. That goes to Phineas.
All right. So I go to that, the one that
Yeah.
Ross pointed out to me.
Yeah, go ahead and make a sleight of hand check.
$17.
Yeah, you rotate it and pull, and you hear that ancient draconic. You can't quite catch what it says, but Ross, you hear that it says, "Please move to the next indicated cable." And
You're doing great. Move to the next
and
one.
Phineas, you see like the runes where you pulled out the one go out, and the next, and you see like another cable, like the runes around it begin to glow.
This is your destiny.
You've got movement and bonus action.
In terms of moving, am I close to the one that I have to go to next, or do I have to go around this box?
Yeah, so like it's set in the center of the pyramid, so you can reach it from anywhere.
Okay. And I'm guessing I won't be able to do it as a bonus action move, right?
No, it's a full action.
No, full action. Okay. Let me just double check. Bonus? No, don't have nothing for bonus. So that's
All right,
all I can do.
Alexaros.
Dang it. I didn't want it to be my turn yet.
You hear the voice in your mind. Use my abilities. Use them to conquer this foe.
Yeah, that's a good point. I'm just trying to think of like what order I should go in because it's got really rushed. Can I quickly do like a dirty medicine check on this abomination?
Yeah, absolutely. Go for it. It's surprisingly hurt. You get the sense it wasn't at full strength when it showed up anyway. But you don't know how hurt it actually is. You know that Bloodwind wailed on it, got some solid hits in, the wolf got it. So, who's to say?
All right, cool. All right, the first thing I'm gonna do, I think, is use the pig's bonus action to try to make it scared of me.
Okay.
DC 13 Wisdom save.
Yeah, so you hold the pick, and like out from this like golden war pick, you let out this massive kind of you strike this feral stance, and the war pick kind of like takes over your body, and you seemingly grow like 4 times in size, and attempt to intimidate this creature, and so it must make a wisdom saving throw. But it does succeed, unfortunately. And you see that the creature that it pulls back into yourself, that image. But you've got your action left.
All right. While I still have the advantage of distance, and I believe this thing is less than 30 feet from me, I'm going to use my action to channel some destructive energy from this thing.
Okay.
Let's try fire.
All right. So you breathe a cone of fire.
Oh wait, no, that won't work actually because he's more than 15 feet.
Well, remember it's on a wall, so it's 20 feet from the bottom of the wall, and you're 5 feet tall, or over 5 feet tall.
That's a good grade.
So it is just in the range of your 15-foot cone right
Just
now.
like
Yeah, that's what you're doing.
good point. That is a Dex save, DC 13.
Unfortunately, it does succeed, but it takes half damage.
Then I will attempt to roll this 3d6.
Yeah, go for it.
Oh my god.
Well, all right. Hey, 9 fire damage is not bad.
And then I'm just going to taunt it. I'm going to say, come at me.
Yeah, it looks annoyed. And it's definitely hurt. Bloodwind, go ahead. Make your roll and tell me what you see.
I see me writing my after action report in the common room, and my roommates, housemates, in the barracks, all just talking and being friendly while I'm just sitting there writing.
And as you write your signature and that final stroke and put it in that inbox, you know you've done your duty, and you can move on to the next thing, which is opening your eyes and standing up with a natural 20 on your death saving throw. And because you are crazy, you do not return with 1 hit point. You return with 2 hit points.
Yay! It's too bad this thing is so far away, because I could dash to it.
Yes.
I won't.
Yeah, it takes half your movement to stand up from prone, but you can also dash.
Right? So
And you see the wolf lying unconscious on the wall, which is kind of weird, but...
Right, okay, so I'm going to run over here to the wolfie. Because my dash only gets me to that square anyway.
Yeah, totally.
45. So, hey, wolfie.
All right, fantastic.
George, are you there?
It is obvious the wolf is unconscious.
Yeah.
And you can see it has been wounded significantly.
That is no good.
Yeah, it is now the creature. Oh, Does your hex deals damage anytime you attack it, or only with a melee attack? I think it's any. I think it's any time you hurt it. So you all.
Oh yeah, I think you're right. That is You so for hex, I deal with extra 1d6 necrotic damage. You're right. So I'm gonna roll that.
Yep.
I guess it's not built in. That is a 6.
And you see the bats swirl around and try to bite at this creature, but you see that as each one of these swirling bats bites into it, the bat dissolves as though it is unaffected. And you get the sense it is immune to necrotic damage.
Of course it is. I do get a +2 bonus, which I actually don't think it counted earlier, so it really should have taken 11 because of the Hexblade's curse that gives a straight +2.
Great. Fantastic.
There's that.
Yeah, no, that's good. And it's going to just come down the wall and...
Imagine Elixroth is slightly shitting himself. Just a little bit.
Yeah, it just runs straight down, lands on the ground in front of you, and is going to try to bite you. That is a 19 to hit.
It will hit.
For 7 piercing damage and 12 force damage.
What is going on? I'll be lucky if I stand around.
You can make a con save on your hex, but you also know that it's not doing anything, so you can just drop your hex if you want. I mean, maintaining it's possible, but it's up to you. It would be a DC 20 con check. Or con save.
It is pretty pointless.
Or DC 10, sorry.
Strength thing doesn't, but you know what? Just in case the strength comes into play, I'll make a con save.
Yeah. DC 10.
There you go.
I made it.
Wonderful. Yeah, you maintain concentration.
I might decide to hex Phineas.
The claws come at you. That is a 24 to hit. For 6 slashing damage and 7 force damage. And another DC 10 con save.
Forget it. I don't care about the fucking hex anymore.
All right.
I'm down after the next hit anyway. Let's go for it.
The hex goes away. And the claws strike out, and that is a 16 to hit.
Alright, I'm down.
And Elixroth goes unconscious.
The fuck? What the fuck?
I'm sorry, Ross. You have been adding the bonus I give you, right? For defense, armor class.
Yeah, it's
okay.
One, yeah.
Sure.
Just
making sure.
I'm going to roll for the wolf. Okay. Phineas, we're up to you.
Great. Sleight of hand.
Yeah.
Nat 20.
Yes, do it.
On a natural 20, I'm going to give you 2 cables.
Whew. All right.
You quickly pull out one, and the one right next to it illuminates, and you just, in the same motion, are able to pull it out. So there is one cable remaining, that black one that's charred. So it looks like it might have been fused in some way, so it might be a little trickier. But it's the last one, and then you can grab this thing and get out.
Great. I am going to look back and see this monster right behind me. Ross down. What appears to be a little brown stain at the bottom of his pants.
Oh.
And hey, he said it, not me.
It's because I'm unconscious.
And I'm going to move around the other side.
All right. Yeah, you put the thing between you and this creature. Alexaros, please roll me a private D20. You okay?
Yeah, doesn't matter. I forgot to do the thing I was going to do to keep me from going down. Whatever.
Oh, did you remember that your temporary hit points?
No, I forgot I had shield.
I'm saying I'm saying Elixir would have known he had shield. So that last attack with a 16 to hit, you could have cast shield to increase your armor class.
I mean, that would have been a 16. Yeah, would have been a +5, so I would have not been hit by that if I had cast that.
Then I'm going to say that your character would have known that. So you are up. You have your turn.
All right, I'll take that because I'm out of spells, but it's better than being down.
Yeah. So I think you had 6 hit points left.
Yeah.
All right. So you've got 6 hit points, and this thing is right next to you, and it's got your curse, and it is looking rough.
All right, I'm just gonna hit it with this thing. Using the breath weapon was not the way to go. Dirty 20?
A dirty 20 absolutely hits. Go ahead, roll damage.
There you go.
All right.
12 plus 2 question mark? Oh, it added it. It added
Yep. From your... very cool. I need to do some math here. Hold on.
Gross.
Well, because it was not at full strength when it showed up, so I just need to check something here.
It's so interesting because that shield is a reaction.
Yeah.
Which is good because it
So-
indicates my other reaction, but this is good.
Elixir, you drive your war pick into this creature, and you hit some soft, squishy part in its weird, misshapen skull, and it howls in pain and staggers back and falls to the ground.
Oh, you went from shitting yourself to killing it. Man,
Yeah.
incredible.
How did I fucking forget that? I was like,
And you hear that sultry voice. Excellently done. Well done, my boy. See what we can accomplish together.
yeah, I'm not going to use not use the weapons abilities first next time.
You've got a bonus and movement.
I'm pretty sure Phineas is fine. He's doing great. So is Blood? Who's down still?
The wolf.
The wolf.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna go to the wolf. I guess I can't make that yet.
All right. Yeah.
I can get halfway there.
Yeah, totally. Bloodwind, we go to you.
Well done, I yell, and then I try to stabilize the wolf because that's a thing I know how to do.
You
Make-
got this.
Make either medicine or animal handling. I will let you choose.
Uh,
Normally it's
have the
medicine, but it's
same.
also an animal, so it makes sense.
They have the same, so we'll just go with medicine. A 7.
Unfortunately, the wolf still appears to be bleeding. The wounds are very difficult to staunch.
I don't know what to do.
And and the wolf, you see it.
Uh-oh.
The wolf has stopped breathing.
Oh crap.
Oh,
I think it's dead. I tried. I'm so sorry. I tried.
Natural one on a death save will do that.
oh no.
Are we still in initiative?
George.
That was the last critical part of initiative here. Phineas, it's your turn next. So go ahead and make that last sleight of hand check.
18.
18 will absolutely do it. It is tougher. You pry it off, and it disconnects. And behind you, Alexaros, you hear, "I am now disconnected." The countdown
coming.
continues.
I'm coming, says Elixir in Ancient Draconic. I'm going to use a full action to get back to the pedestal.
Yeah, you get back to the pedestal, and you can see that this strange triangular or pyramidal kind of... It's like a pyramid, but like leaned back and angled. It's really kind of weird looking. It's got runes and geometric carvings all in it. And
I'm gonna say to it, I'm going to grab you now.
very well. I have unlocked the primary door.
Thank you. What direction is the primary door?
I have a map of the facility and can guide you.
Great. I'm just gonna pick this thing up then.
Yep. Yeah, you grab it and you can start making your way out.
Is it okay if I call you Cortana?
I do not have a designation. If you wish to provide me with one for your own well-being, that is up to you.
All right, lead the way.
And so, carrying this thing, you head on down the wall, and that's where you find Bloodwind trying desperately to stop the bleeding from the wolf, which is obviously not breathing anymore.
I saw the wolf die. I'm gonna go to Bloodwind and put my hand on her shoulder and say, "It's okay. I think we need to let it go."
This is just like George the fish.
I don't know what that means.
It was a pet I had. It died.
Oh, well,
It's very sad. The cat ate it.
this is very similar. Yes. Listen, we'll have a memorial for George later,
Ha! Win.
but let's get out of here.
Yes. Let's get out of here.
Do you leave the body of George behind?
I'll carry George. We don't want it to become part of an experiment or incinerated.
That's fair. Part of me was like, go down with the ship, but like, yeah, we can at least give him a proper burial. That's a good idea. Who knows? Maybe my
So
weird-
Bloodwind carrying the limp form of Wolf, and Elixeros carrying the control module. You do ascend those weird stairs again, where it's like you're going to step on the front of the stairs, but it's really the top of the stairs, and so you do this weird stomach somersault thing. But then it is able to guide you out of the facility using its inherent schematics, the most direct route, which takes you through 4 sides, which ironically are all ones you've traveled before. It avoids the plasmoidal research wing and the vegetative floral research wing. But you get to that exit door, and you wave your hand in front of the crystal, and it spirals open, and you get blasted by cold air as you leave. And you are able to get out. You're able to ascend those ropes that you had left there. And it's weird because it does look like a pyramid from where you are.
So weird.
I never want to come back here again.
What is geometry? Why are trees?
Yeah. The Cortana, if you will. Cortana is able to project a map as you are going. And you realize that when you were on the in that inner control room area, you were like on the inside of a D6, and all the floors were like the outside of the D6. And as you leave with Cortana, you see that she rotates the map 90 degrees, so that
That's a natural one.
well, so that instead of so that it looks like a pyramid with a corner up and a corner down, and you realize that the lab was not straight up and down. The lab was on its side, buried in the snow.
I gotcha. Okay, it's tip of the iceberg.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. What weirdos made this place?
Cortana says 2 hours remaining as you are climbing out of the hole.
Actually, I have to take this back. I think this is giving me more Oracle vibes if we're getting into the lore of Halo right now, but I digress.
Assuming you walk for 2 hours, the control module lets you know when the last 10 seconds are on. And you turn back and you see in the far distance a massive detonation of blinding light. And then you are hit by a shock wave and a sound wave that just, even though you are miles away by this point, you feel it. And you see a giant mushroom cloud rising up into the air.
Did we stick to the higher ground by any chance? Because I'm kind of afraid of an avalanche at this point.
If you wanted to. Like, it's
Okay,
pretty flat. It's pretty flat here because you're kind of following the river, so there's not, like, peaks around.
Okay.
So it's pretty safe as far as avalanche concerns.
Well, Phineas, I'm sorry we didn't find your artifact.
Why are you smiling? I mean, we found something.
Yeah, something that is definitely not going to the Cerberus assembly.
I mean, we all had a share in covering it. What do you say? Mage hand arm wrestle you for it.
I'll use minor illusion to make it look like I have a mage hand.
Both of you make an Arcana check.
That's so funny. I'm gonna suck at this.
I'm pretty sure that we don't want anybody to get this. Because it could be very disruptive to the balance of all of the nations.
Alexaros, you conjure the image of a mage hand just like there ready to go. Phineas, you conjure your mage hand and you're like, I've got this, and you like clasp up with it, and you're so excited you overexert in your excitement, and your mage hand goes through Alexaros's and smashes into the snow. Technically you lost,
But wasn't an arm wrestling match?
I mean your hand hit the snow first.
I tell you what, if you want a rematch, you can go against the appointed champion, which is Bloodwin.
So you all make your way back to Cyrenlia, I assume?
Yeah, I mean, I think at some point we should talk about George and maybe have a little moment of silence for him.
Of course, yeah. Tell me about that.
And discuss whether we're going to give him a proper burial out here in his natural habitat.
I mean... Yes. No? I guess so. We can't really dig out here. I feel like his body will just get eaten.
Brown's probably frozen too, so not
Got a
sure how deep
pickaxe.
we can go.
But also, that's kind of part of the nature out here, isn't it? His body will be returned to the environment in one way or the other.
My dear Alexaros, I give you plenty of options to dig down through snow and ice.
What?
You get the sense that that sultry feminine voice of yours, the weapon you hold with you, is referring to its abilities to allow you to breathe different forms of dragon breath.
Well, I think I've already used the fire one today. It didn't do me so well.
You have, but you have 4 other options available to you.
That will go through snow?
Lightning will certainly blast through ice and snow. Acid will eat through it. Thunder will at least clear snow, maybe.
Let me start with the acid.
Yeah.
Because in my weird, twisted, trapped in a lie brain, I don't think anyone else saw my fire breath attempt. And if I do acid, they won't be on to me yet.
Yeah. Yeah, you eject acid and it burns through the snow very easily, burns through the ice down about a good 20 feet. It just eats away deep down below. So it's a deep hole.
Would you like to put George to rest?
Yeah, it's only right.
Yeah, I guess, yeah. We can let him go.
Working together, you lower your friend George the Wolf, trusted companion, even if it was for a short time, down into this hole. And
Cover it.
yeah, you cover it with whatever other snow or whatever, and there's still a deep depression there. And without even thinking about it, you all, Alexaros, you open your mouth and breathe a cone of cold and ice out of your jaws that forms up in the hole and kind of builds a small, crude monument to George the Wolf. And the other two didn't know that you could do that.
You've been holding back on us?
Have the other two... Okay, real question. Have the other two noticed that I killed that thing with a different war axe than I normally use?
I would say they might not have noticed in the moment, but the fact that it hasn't left your hand, unless because you have to keep it within a certain distance of you, or else there are consequences.
Yeah.
And your old one is in the sheath because you had been hiding this one away, and you have to keep it with you. So,
But I can shunt it away to a pocket. But would I need it physically present in order to do these abilities?
you would.
Oh, so it's out right now, and I didn't even realize it.
Yeah.
Care to explain that?
That's very shiny.
Yeah, it's not really my style, if I'm being honest. This is going to be hard to explain. But I'm a god. I'm just kidding. I found this when we stumbled upon that mysterious body in the snow. I'm not sure why or how, but it was where my gut took me. And yeah, it seems to be imbued with some extra abilities. You know, like the cold is not normally my thing.
Well, why were you hiding it from us?
Do you have a greater purpose as well?
I really don't know. And I think partly out of hesitance to trust other people, but also it was a bit crazy and new to me as well. This wasn't making a lot of sense, and I was sort of figuring it out as I went. I didn't want to be weird or scare you with some sudden, oh, I'm hearing voices in my head. It led me to a pickaxe that's golden and has powers. What?
I mean, I didn't hear voices until I was dead. I don't hear them now when I'm awake.
Well, I mean, you know, voices could be interpreted in different ways.
I did an insight check on this guy.
Yeah, make an insight check.
Dirty
Every
20.
time.
With a 20, so Alexaros, you tell me, what would Phineas get on a 20?
Well, my passive insight's only 12, sadly, because food I am not.
Well, right,
So-
but on a dirty 20, what would Phineas read on Alexaros as he spins this tale?
You know, I think that he would pick up that I am sort of trying to come clean here, but I don't really know how to do it, so I'm finding alternative truths. And perhaps me blurting out that I'm hearing voices might be like kind of true.
All right. That's what you get.
Okay.
After the funeral for George, you all you share this, and you return ultimately to Cerinlia. And from there, it is up to you what the three of you do, where you go, or whatever else. So
Take a long rest first.
as well, this will be the end of Forged in Ice.
Dun dun dun.
So I will ask each of you to tell me, what do you think your character would do next? I want you to think about that while I tell you a few things. Phineas, you have put together that this control module would essentially let you buy your way into the Cerberus assembly itself, and certainly be within the favor of Vestaragna. So you know it's your golden ticket, for lack of a better term. And you know you're going back to Cerinlia, but you also know that there is some place called Ballon Post, and you roughly know where it is, and that is a direct link to the Cerberus assembly. Bloodwen, you know that you have this drive to instill civilization and law and order, and to like make that happen. Uthadurn never really worked out for you, but Cerinlia might. It is a place where people already follow codes and ethics and morals. Perhaps having someone there who helps that dwarf woman run it more permanently would be useful. Or even going further into Ishelcross or back to Palebank. But Uthadurn didn't work for you. But this place could, if you can get used to the cold. Although, strangely, the cold hasn't bothered you as much as you thought it would. Alexaros. In the days spent returning to Cerinlia, the weapon you hold in your hand reveals itself to you in full. It is the will of the Talon. It is crafted from the essence of a bone devil, a denizen of the hells. And this bone devil was fashioned into this weapon by the scaled tyrant herself, Tiamat. This weapon wants to be by your side and aid you in your goals of leading your people. It wants to help you guide them. It suggests that there is much treasure and knowledge hidden within the ruins of this floating city, this Aeor. It doesn't know where they all are, but it knows that it exists. And if the Ravenites were to leave their ravine, leave where they have been slaves and are trying to build a chaotic, not very well functioning order, but if you were to bring some up here and stake your claim and defend it, your people could become powerful and one of the most influential societies on all of Exandria. and the will of the Talon will aid you in this. So, Phineas, what do you think Phineas will do?
And we're purely just talking this out. We're not doing like any additional.
We're not going to do any additional role play,
Okay.
but tell me Phineas's plans.
Phineas wants that module. So I imagine during a night while we're in town, Phineas will try to steal it out of Ross's room or wherever he's holding the module. And then make my way back to Balin Post. Right? That was a direct link.
Yeah, that's the outpost run by the Cerberus Assembly.
Right.
So, in the middle of a night, Phineas, you successfully steal the module because
it's successful just because he spoke it into existence.
he successfully steals the module and makes his way.
I would have left it for Ross.
But whether
I had gone first with my dreams.
But whether or not he gets there is up for debate.
I would have left you a note, Ross, and a note for Bloodwind too.
And what do the notes say?
Neener.
I suck, and I don't have any friends. Goodbye.
To Ross, I would write, thanks for watching out. Thanks for watching my back is what I would write. To Ross.
Thanks for watching my tail.
Oh, that's better. Yes, much better. Thanks for watching my tail. And to Bloodwind, something similar. Maybe, or you know what? To Bloodwind, I would write, thanks for letting me know what it feels like to be part of a team.
Aww.
That's a lot.
Yeah, see, character growth, baby.
Yeah, and then that
Still
whole
a module that could threaten the
into
existence
my
of
room and
everyone
stealing the
on the
What
planes.
what
Good
will
thing
be
I don't serve a
Bloodwind's
god.
next move?
Well, Bloodwind, alas, wants to go back to Palebank and help. What's his face? The guy with the E name, who I forgot to look up because I started listening to Mike.
Elro.
So what's it?
Elro?
I think, yeah, the mayor of that town, basically. I want to go check on an Elro and say that I will help the town maintain order. And basically, yes, I'm going to become a local. But alas, I can't do that because Phineas has left with the module, which feels like something that will threaten the balance of the nations, because that creature was pretty powerful. And I'm very concerned about it getting into the wrong hands. So I have to follow Phineas.
Okay.
Whether to stop
Alexaros.
him or to join him is to be seen.
Just go ahead and say what you want to do. It'll happen. It'll come true.
Someone's a little salty.
It's salty.
Alexaros, what do you want to do? Nothing
I kill
has
Phineas with the
nothing
axe.
has happened yet. But
This is a tough one. Because I feel like I'm going to be badgered.
don't worry
by-
about the Phineas stuff because that hasn't happened yet. So
Right. I think that part of me would know that it probably would never work out between Phineas and I. Like our teen days are at an end. Now, whether or not I'm just like, you know what, until you cross my path, we'll figure it out, or if I've made him an enemy, I haven't decided yet. But I would be interested to go back, I think maybe to my previous employer, because I think he probably deserves some kind of explanation as to why I just never did what he asked me to do and then disappeared for 6 months. But to see what kind of like Ravenite resistance is around, if anyone would be interested. Like, I don't know what we're going to do yet, but if I can just like gather some interested parties, maybe in conjunction with my previous boss.
Yeah.
But I'd be tempted to reach out, like assuming... I think I want to team up with Bloodwind again in some way. I don't know what that means. Maybe dropping them a line and see if they'll help whatever my scheming is. I haven't quite... I'm not like hell-bent on like making a Ravenite nation yet, but I think that I'm like giving in a little bit to the idea of at least elevating my people.
So, with those goals in mind, here's what happens in the next phase. Phineas does successfully gank the module. Bloodwind goes after him. Alexaros, reading that note, you're like, that fucking tailed bastard of a noble just fucked over the Ravenites once again.
Yeah,
and
I
so
definitely don't trust Service Assembly either, do I?
You have no reason to. And certainly the Empire is not a friend to the Scar of Tooth and Claw.
Once a Draconite, always a Draconite.
So, you return back to your cell, your resistance cell, and tell your tale and explain things. And you find very quickly that people are giving you a lot of attention, and you soon rival the command of your old boss, as it were. Pretty soon, just as many people are looking to you to lead the next phase of whatever the Ravenites are going to be, as they did look at him as a folk hero. So what that means next, who's to say? Bloodwind goes after Phineas, whether to stop him or aid him. Who's to say? Phineas leaves for Balin Post. Whether or not he gets there, who's to say? But I would like to say thank you all for playing Forged in Ice. And thank you all for watching Forged in Ice. Thank you for joining us here on Nuuli Forged for this dip into Wildemount. As we played a little action in the world of Exandria, Critical Role style. I hope you had fun. I hope it was enjoyable. Thank you, I've Got It, and thank you to Xanderific for that raid. Much appreciated. Thank you to everyone who stayed and hung out. Anyone who enjoyed themselves, thank you so much. Thank you, NYC Zombie, for your subscription. So thank you, everyone. And I hope this was fun for you all. I might tell you what you missed in that lab later on. But who's to say?
It's gone now.
There were a lot of rooms we skipped. We're just like...
We would not have survived if we had not. I mean, we barely survived otherwise. There's no way.
I'll tell you afterwards what you missed, and I'll leave the audience guessing. It'll be fun.
Oh, okay. I will say, I will add an addendum. I think if pressed further, I might have eventually revealed more about what was going on, even to Phineas. If no other reason, I don't trust him really, but if no other reason to maybe be a little humble braggy. Does that make sense?
I really loved the dynamic you two created. It was
Brag,
it was
yeah.
this Cold War of insult duo comedy, and it was really fantastically done.
Well,
I like
thank
you
you.
both.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Did you say you didn't like us both? What did you
I
say?
did like you both.
Oh,
You're both fine. One of you was kind of pompous, and the other one was kind of bossy, but
my ulterior motives were to steal Amber's character and make them my best friend to make Mike jealous, but I'm not sure that worked.
Well, no, I think pretty for sure I'm gonna try to stop Phineas.
Well,
I
if
don't
you
know.
do, you should let me
I'll
know.
pray to
because I-
Arathis and let Arathis tell me. But that feels like a nasty little module to upset.
I think we're in agreement. I just had to
It-
go back and,
it's got 1,000 years of data, and data is just data.
Yeah, well, yes, but I don't
You
know. I
feel-
feel like being a royal guard in Uther, or not a royal guard, a city guard in Uthodurn would make me knowledgeable about the Cerberus Assembly, at least to know that they're a powerful force, political force.
I feel like I don't know if I knew much about him other than I just didn't trust him, and because Phineas liked him so much, I trusted him less.
Yeah, you would know that they are a powerful, organized mage, group of mages that ostensibly work for the Emperor of the Dwendalian Empire, the King of the
Right.
King Bertrand
But,
Dwendal.
like, I don't know if any one nation. I know there's a war going on.
Yeah,
You know what you're gonna need
the
in the upcoming
Empire
war.
is currently at war with Xhorhas and the Kryn dynasty. So
You're gonna need a small army. So call up your old friend Ross, who happens to be building one.
Boom.
And over the months, you hear tales of strange heroes who claim they saved the
Stories.
world and
Stories.
all
Right.
kinds of
Stories.
weird stuff. But
I
Aor
don't
is
hear tales.
Aor is ripe for the taking, and who's to say who or what will do so? But
indeed.
thank you all for joining us. Thank you all so much. We're gonna go around and say our goodbyes while I figure out who we're gonna raid tonight with our ultimate. And it did end up being 10 episodes. So thank you.
Boom.
That was fantastic. We will be taking a little time off. I think we're the 16th. I think at least next week, if not the next 2 weeks, we'll take off. But then we will return with Nuuli Forged and our main campaign. So please check out all our socials. Thank you, I've got it for plugging them in the chat, and keep up to date with us. We may do a couple just chatting streams. Maybe we'll do one about Forged in Ice. We'll talk about it. We'll figure it out. But there are big things coming in Nuuli Forged, our main campaign. The final arc is about to begin. So
We're all gonna die.
that's going to be very exciting for me and for you.
We're all gonna die.
It's going to be great. But let's go ahead and say our goodbyes. Let's start at the bottom with Phineas. Yes. Good
Thank
boy.
you all for watching us, for watching me play a completely different character. It was so fun to step outside what I normally play as and be more vocal. So that was a change of pace. I enjoyed it. And yeah, when we come back from our vacations, whatnot, check us out with Defect and Grig back in action. Hashtag Grigfect.
Wonderful. Moving on up, we've got Bloodwyn.
Well, I was Bloodwyn. I'm still Amber. Maybe someday Bloodwyn will reappear. If only in my dreams. Definitely George will. That's really all I've got. I've got to put all the social media in the chat. Enjoy our hiatus, because we will too. Not that we don't love you, but a little refresh time before we have to go and face our final doom. Please join us for the denouement as we destroy the world in Nuuli Forged, the main campaign. Okay, bye. I
And
sort of totally lost my train of thought in there.
that's all good. And Alex Eros. Alex Eros.
Again, diapers, bow and arrow with hearts on it. Eros. Alex Eros.
What?
Alex Eros. Alex
Hi, I've
Eros?
been
Alex
fine.
Eros? I don't know.
Eros? Hayat
Look.
Don't tell Phineas.
Allie,
Oh my
go.
Yeah, been Matt playing Alex Eros, and curious to explore this character in the future. Also, thank you for coming along for the ride, letting me be just a sassy, bossy bit of an ass that maybe got some of that out of my system, and I'll go back to being Spoots in all his passive glory pretty soon. So
Wonderful. And I have been Jared, your humble dungeon master here on Forged in Ice and Nuuli Forged in general. You can check out all of our socials at Nuuli Forged. We're on, I don't know, all of them. I don't know. Some of them are more active than others, but we're on the Twitter, the Facebook, the YouTube. We're on the Instagram, the Blue Sky, the Threads, the Mastodon, and I think Hive.
Sorry, what's a blue sky?
Blue Sky's this new one where you have to have an invite to join.
Oh.
So it's like pseudo elite, but not really, and it's still kicking on the ground. But some people really like it. I don't really understand how it works yet because it's very different. You can't like just find people; you have to search. It's weird.
Interesting.
It is interesting and weird.
So search for us.
Yes, by all means, find us on all the social medias. And we're going to raid the Dungeon Run tonight. They're playing some D&D. Thank you all so much. Thank you, Ives Got It. Thank you, Xanderific. Thank you, NYC Zombie. We'll be back in a week or two with a discussion on Forged in Ice, maybe. And then we'll pick up our campaign in September. Or maybe we'll take September off. We have to discuss that. There's a few crazy things going on, so we have to discuss that internally. But we will be back for the culmination of Nuuli Forged. So please enjoy the dungeon run and let them know that they've been newly rated. Thank you all so much for being here. Good night, everyone. Bye.